Morning, everybody. It's the 5th of August. We're Signal Centre Talking Ball. I'm Joe Neighbour, joined by Ian Coleman. How you doing?
I'm very well, mate. You?
Yeah, not bad, thank you.
Good.
Steve still away. He'll be back next week. In the meantime, you have to put up with us two rambling or waffling about markets and charts.
Yeah, I don't know. Is he gone away, Steve? I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know if he has gone away, actually. I think he's just had enough of us two, needed a break, which
Yeah,
is
that's quite understandable.
totally fair enough.
Mm.
Yeah, so all fun and games again this morning. Some decent talking points. I mean, I guess we should start off with the explosion yesterday. Did you see that?
You're all over the place. Yes, I was having a pint at the time.
Okay.
But Bogdan sent through that link, and then I was absolutely fascinated by the different clips and all the rest of it, as I'm sure everybody else was. It looked like something nuclear, didn't it? To start with, it was incredible, but it was 2.5 tons of some sort of chemical. So look, I've got it on here. 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate, which had been left unsecured in a port facility for 6 years.
Yeah.
Because you did actually notice to start with that there was there was a fire, wasn't there? And then it did look like, I said to the wife, it looks like either a gas explosion or a chemical explosion. But then the sort of aftermath, you had that big sort of red tinging cloud, didn't you? Which sort of made out that it was maybe some sort of chemical. But they're still not saying whether or not their Prime Minister, who's Hassan Diab, is still refusing to say whether or not it was an accident or an attack.
I guess they need to clear that up before they start pointing fingers, don't they?
Yeah. 78 dead on the last count and thousands injured. And
yeah.
Obviously, hospitals overrun, but the video clips that I saw, there was guys sort of holding phones and falling over. I mean, it was colossal. I mean,
heard as far away as Cyprus, they're saying.
Yeah. I mean, there was a clip of some guys obviously on a boat coming in, and they were obviously just filming the fire. And then when you actually saw this mushroom cloud go up, it was phenomenal. But
obviously, thoughts and prayers of everybody there, and hoping that the casualties don't get any higher than what they already are.
Yeah.
And people get some answers about what caused it, because
I mean, not being cynical or whatever, but I mean, 78 is not a bad number, is it? I first looked at that and I thought, God, that's going to be thousands.
I would imagine that it's going to go up.
You expected sort of houses and tower blocks and all sorts to come down on the back of that, but like you say, hopefully not. But and on the back of that, gold took a boost, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was a catalyst as such, but certainly
maybe a bit of panic buying. It did line up. I mean, there was sort of 3 hourly charts that were quite aggressive around that time. I mean, what was it, about 4 o'clock?
Yeah, it was quite late. So where's that spike? Yeah, 3 o'clock. So maybe it was. But in this wedge pattern that we spoke about yesterday, was looking to buy dips down to 1950 if we saw it, but no looking back from that thing at the minute. It's crashed through 2000 as if it wasn't even any sort of barrier, and pushing high today, hitting as high as 2039.87.
What was that move yesterday? About 3%.
What, from 3 o'clock?
Well, from the low, but
yeah, about 2.8% from.
Wow.
Well, from the low of the day. Let's have another look at that. So yeah, 3.3%.
Wowza.
Big old move, and of course, we saw the same thing in silver. It's moves always tend to be a bit more exaggerated with silver compared to gold. Prior to yesterday, we were trading within this sort of triangle pattern and not really going anywhere, and we've seen this big impulsive move or break higher from the triangle pattern, and a significant move to the upside. So now trading at 26.54. To give us some context about where that sits in the grand scheme of things with silver. Look at that move there from beginning of March in silver. It's absolutely phenomenal. So from those lows, this is just rough. We're talking about 129% move in silver, and we have to go back to April 2013 to see it back at the levels that it's currently at the moment.
Wow.
Still some way to go back up to those highs that we saw in 2011, which was up at 49.76.
Still lagging, isn't it? But it's doing a good job of catching up.
Yeah, so gold continues, well, all precious metals continue to be a case of buying on dips. If you look at some of these gold miners as well, some of the ones I track in the UK, Hochschild Mining is one of them. That's obviously had a fantastic move, gapped higher today, heading towards or just above £3. Sentiment Egypt's another one. So we'd go off topic here for the it's finding interesting. And if you look at gold in Barrick Gold Corporation in the States, get rid of those drawings. No surprise to see that trading up around its highs as well. So yeah, big moves on gold. Oil is also looking pretty bullish, as it's sort of been a commodity move really, and oil hasn't been left behind. That's pushed higher today as well, at 1.25%. Looking to buy dips within this channel today if we do get any pullbacks at all in that. So looking to buy around about $40.55.
Yeah.
Not sure whether we get that today. Might be a bit ambitious, but we'll see. Got to be in it to win it, as we say.
Exactly.
I'll just quickly round up with equities then as well while I'm here. Big move higher from the FTSE 100 this morning, heading towards some resistance at 61.38. That's where we're looking to sell on our intraday analysis. Sort of got some downtrend resistance, so looking for a little bit of an overshoot into some resistance around here at 61.38. So that's looking though it might get somewhere close to where we're trying to sell it today. DAX, similar situation, short-term downtrend, decent corrective move, looking very good, approaching yesterday's highs, which also lines up with a downtrend. So that'll be the first sort of test. I'm looking for a little bit of an overshoot again, up towards a 61.8% retracement of this move here to see whether or not we can get a short a little bit higher.
Yeah, like those.
So I'll check it over to you now, and you can talk us through some FX stuff.
I think the first thing you've got to do is chuck that headset in the bin. It's still sounding like a dial-it.
Okay.
Or maybe use your other one tomorrow until Stevie replaces it. What we did mention yesterday, this is the dollar index, is 1 hour chart. And first thing yesterday morning, I said, we've got a reaction higher from the 50% level. So we just show the 50% level on there. And I said, be careful on 50% pullbacks, because invariably, if it's just one wave, or what looks like, you could have said it's 3 waves, the inside waves, invariably what happens, it goes up and then it aggressively comes down again, and it takes out dollar long positions as it sort of breaks through here. And then everybody's a little bit confused, etc., etc., etc. So yesterday we got short yesterday morning, basically on that move to the upside, and we got short on euro dollar, but we were quite wary that the rally might not get extended, and we pulled stop into open, and we got stopped out, unfortunately, quite late in the day for us. So I'll stop waffling on about it too much, but basically this is now the second leg. So you got these 5, as far as I'm concerned anyway, you got these 5 waves up. So as far as Elliott wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what I do like doing sometimes is combining Elliott wave with cipher patterns. So if we get rid of this here, which is a 261.8% extension because it overshot it, what we've got here is got this fib confluence area. So basically Gartley's crab patterns, all of the symmetrical patterns, that what you're looking for an area where an extension level, which is a 161.8% extension of this move, and a retracement level, and a 78.6% retracement of this move, line up. And this one lines up pretty well, and that will be a Gartley pattern. So this morning, I think we're going to potentially see a little bit more to the downside, but that should be limited. And just to show people what a Gartley looks like, they're quite good, these tools. So that has the potential to be a Gartley pattern, and that will be quite aggressive, because if that plays out, then the minimum measured move target for a Gartley is up here. So just get the fib extension on. So you take the whole of the pattern and then you extend it up, and what you're looking for is that bad boy there, 127.2. So if that plays out, the extension level for the dollar move is at 94.40. Now, if you've got a stop just below here, and it's not a trade that I'm going to take because it's obviously not there yet, but these are why the people get quite enthusiastic about Gartley patterns, about head and shoulders patterns, about wedge breakouts, etc. Because what you're really looking for, decent R trades, which is something we look for every day, obviously. So you can see here, even if you put your stop below the low as a real sort of secure stop, you're still getting sort of 4R. I mean, if you put it just underneath the confluence area, it's 15 points below the confluence area, you're potentially getting 10R on these patterns. And a lot of the time when these patterns emerge, if you look to your other dollar majors, because obviously the dollar dominates, or doesn't dominate, but it influences other dollar majors, what you want to be doing is you see these patterns emerging in the dollar index. If you're not going to trade the dollar index, then you want to reflect it back onto your other currency pairs. And if you look here, this is euro dollar, and this was the 50% level that we got short of yesterday. If you remember, it had a channel formation on it, so we had a confluence area which looked quite nice. I think this was it, wasn't it? No. Anyway, maybe it was something like that. Moving that up there. So we had that confluence area around 50%. We got this pullback level, but it hasn't held. So this basically looks like it's going to form the opposite of the dollar index. So it's going to give us a bearish Gartley pattern. So the first move up being 50%, then a retracement, but holding the low, it has to hold the low. And actually that is normally 78.6% of this move, but I won't go into that too much. And then up to there. So, this was the punt yesterday, if you like, at 118.03, we got short, and this is going to be the punt today, because again, if you look to the R on here, and this is even, I was actually looking at head and shoulders here, it's 7.6% R cable. Again, you've sort of got a confluence area just up here. So I think at the moment, we're still looking at mild dollar weakness in morning trade. Let's just have a look at Aussie dollar, because that's just hit our trigger level. And again, potential head and shoulders. So not the greatest signal, but if you stick an R on here, or a this, stop above the high, you got 8R. Stop below the high, you've got 11R. I mean, they're good. They're good positions to take, in my view, anyway. So yeah.
Okay, some excellent explanations there on the Gartleys.
Yeah. Don't always, like everything else in analysis and trading and all the rest of it, they don't always play out. But when they do play out, if you can hold your bottle and your balls, then you get some decent R. It's your beautiful wife.
Nice one. Yes. Hello, Mrs. Neighbour. Off on her hairdressing rounds.
Lovely.
Do you mind?
Clearly not.
Okay, so gun to the head trades yesterday. We had a little stab at Nasdaq and
euro dollar.
Euro dollar, that's right. So let's just share my screen. Nasdaq didn't work out too well. We talked about that range, which I'll bring up again just so people can have a look. We were talking about this range here, which was on the hourly chart. So we saw a high here, here, and here. And yesterday we saw this reversal candle just there, which is why I took the short trade on. Sort of moved a little bit lower, but there's this huge backstop in the tech stocks, and everybody loves buying all the dips, and that's what we saw again yesterday. So there was no follow through to the downside at the 9 p.m. close. We didn't get stopped out, but we were just below the stop out level. So that resulted in a 0.84R loss. Ian, you had a short in euro dollar, and at the 9 p.m. close, that was down by 0.18R. So a small loss overall, but nothing really moved yesterday until
it looked good at one point. Like we were just saying, but
often the way. So overall, that is us there. We are definitely in a little bit of drawdown or sideways movement at the minute, struggling to get behind any real big winners. But hopefully we can change that. It can all change in one day. Have you got anything that you're looking at the minute?
Yeah, I'm going outside the box a little bit. Obviously, I'd like to get long of that dollar of the dollar index, but it's not the level that I want, basically. So again, I'm looking at something that's relatively similar to what I'm looking at in the dollar index, i.e. I think a Gartley pattern is going to form here. What I do like is on the currency baskets, CAD has just hit a resistance level on the weekly chart, so I'm looking for a sort of correction to the downside. So this is CAD Swiss. This is an hourly chart. If you squint really hard, you can probably see 5 waves higher. I'm not really worried about that. What I'm worried about is the fact that we've got 3 waves to the downside. It's hit that 50% level again, which we talked about on the Gartley, and then we've moved higher. We did form a bearish outside candle at 7 o'clock. That's been taken out, but it looks like we're going to get another one for the 8 o'clock candle. Well, no, we didn't. 8 o'clock candles closed as well, actually. But I like these spikes. I like the fact that I think it's going to be a Gartley pattern. So I'll just draw another one on here. Boom, boom, boom. And it offers really decent R, so I'm getting short CAD Swiss. I'm gonna have a stop about there. Lovely. That just to measure this up, actually, I just want to make sure that it's above the 78.6 yet. So yeah, getting short CAD Swiss at 68.67, targeting 67.78 with a stop at 68.77 for a 7.57R.
Okay. Let's hope that comes in. Get us back on track. You've done my work for me today, actually, when you went through your market stage looking at the Aussie dollar, which has just triggered on our intraday analysis. So I'm just going to bring up what we've already done here. So sorry for giving away your secrets there, but we've sold Aussie dollar at 72.01, which is where it currently sits. This is the reason why. Ian's kindly drawn up a chart here. So he's drawn the head and shoulders. He's got a 78.6% fib level here. He's targeted his 72.01 level, which is now at, and he's targeting a measured move all the way down here. If that plays out today, then obviously that'll be an absolutely fantastic return. I'm not sure what the risk reward is on that, but it looks bloody good.
Oh, have I deleted it? No, 11.45.
Wow. So, I mean, I'm probably not going to target that much. Let's just go with getting short here at 72.01 because that's what we did on our intraday analysis. Target will be, for me, 70.75. Just target the neckline of that potential head and shoulders pattern. You've got a stop at 72.40. So that probably is where I should put mine as well, just for keeping it the same. So 3.4R if that plays out from here.
Lovely.
So all behind
Obviously,
you on that
good
one.
luck.
Yeah, cheers. News-wise, yesterday, obviously there was the explosion which we've covered that came out at about 4 o'clock. Overnight, Asian markets failed to continue the US positivity. Markets throughout China, Japan and Australia all losing ground despite record highs in the Nasdaq. Gold obviously leading the charge, breaking through 2000 very convincingly and heading much higher as it looks at the minute. We have data, quite a bit of data out today actually. We've got Eurozone retail sales at 10 o'clock. We've got the US ADP employment report which is due out at 1:15. That's obviously the precursor to Friday's non-farm payroll number. We have trade balance at 1:30. 3 o'clock, we have the US ISM non-manufacturing figure, and we have crude inventories at 3:30. So quite a lot on the old docket today.
It's a DAX heavy day as well, isn't it, today on the earnings front?
I did see that as well. What have we got out name-wise? Have you got anything on there?
Alliance, DHL, Deutsche Post, Commerzbank, blah 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 blah. BMW, I think.
Are they all out already?
Continental AG, Pirelli.
Yeah, they're all out already, so that may explain why the DAX is off to a pretty decent start today. Off to a bit of a flyer, up 1%.
Okay.
Yeah, so Allianz profit was ahead of expectation. Commerzbank ahead. Deutsche Post was ahead, so they're all coming in ahead.
Okay.
Losses were worse for BMW. So yeah, the financials look as though they've all come in reasonably well.
Oh, nice.
Okay, right. Well, I think that pretty much wraps everything up for us today.
Indeed. Good luck
trading, and we'll catch you all tomorrow.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too, mate. Bye.
Cheers, mate. Bye.